ZywOo, more like ZywOw, is a 10-5 first half, leads this one almost the full distance there. We do see Dust2 go down into the books, and then we carry on with this best of 3. But first, you need to learn a few things about this map. In fact, I've got the storytellers themselves in here, writing some of the simulation, writing some of the scripting right now to what the next map is going to be. So if you bear with them, for the time being, we do have Sponge and Ro2a. Guys, what are we looking at here for Dust2?
Look, I actually think the fact that this matchup is very competitive, and it's great to see just due to the playstyles of both teams. Now, to break this one down, if you want to look at the hard facts, Valiance won both pistols, but then they had their backs against the wall. And that T side, the plays from ZywOo to get things kicked off early, break the economy, make sure that they couldn't really get anything going. It was not the ZywOo show. They contributed as a team, and it was a good team effort, but it wasn't the 16-4 like we saw in the first time these guys played on Dust2.
Yeah, if you start digesting what Valiance really do, like the little mistakes they do here and there, they start mounting up, right? You see situations like, for example, they lost an anti-eco that ended up becoming one-on-one in the end. RPK managed to clutch it, but kind of what escalated that situation was the fact that Esperanto was too far ahead from his teammates, running into that B bomb site, not giving his teammates the opportunity to just retaliate on that kill right away, which would have then basically just salvaged the situation, and we wouldn't have that issue, right? So those kind of things keep mounting up, and that's an issue for them.
Yeah, to add some numbers to that point, because it's a very good one, in the first series they played 3 1vx situations fell in the favor of Vitality to only 1 of that of Valiance, and on the first map here when they went toe-to-toe, it was 2 1vx situations for Vitality and 0 for Valiance, and then in this game, once more, on Dust2, it was 3 in the favor of Vitality to the 1 of Valiance. So these clutch situations keep falling in the favor of the Frenchmen, and those are those pivot rounds, those swing rounds, right? Because there's not many players left alive. The economy gets busted up at that point, and they're able to convert. These are big rounds for Vitality to be winning.
Yeah, and I guess we've seen prime examples of what Vitality can do. I mean, hell, even ZywOo opening up some of these sites, making some real dreams come to life here, disregarding all the memes and really putting some numbers down range that maybe not so much puts him at the top of the leaderboard, but he's definitely finding those impact kills.
You don't necessarily have to be right on top of the scoreboard as long as you're getting the kind of entries he is. Right? That's a great asset to have. And then on top of that, you have the fundamentals of this team are trying to build. Obviously, it's not so flawless. It's going to be long progress for these guys to really nail things down, because we still see a lot of lapses from them. But that's like the bailout opportunity that they have when you have individuals are capable of performing at that level.
Sure, and we actually have a clip of ZywOo on the 4th round of the game, which is just mesmerizing, the second shot you're about to see here. But this is the individual power that this kid actually has. This is the 3rd round of the game. So a bit of messing around here with the boosting on the smoke, but as he goes over the top here, the spots the player or something pops up on the radar. He's going to push on in as the entry fragger in a 3-on-5 situation. This second shot here is absolutely phenomenal, and he just closes it out on his own. MBK makes a massive mistake running into the bomb site wide, not thinking the player's already going to push window. This kid has to do it on his own. If they lose this round, they're going to find themselves in a 4-0 position in a real strugglesome time, and here the kid just does it single-handedly.
And the reality is when we see him do these things, we see him in that comfort level, and that's the scary part of it. The same thing that we saw with Hunter yesterday on Dust2, we got to see glimpses of ZywOo doing the exact same thing throughout this first half, or at least making those dreams happen.
I think Chad would have made a great point in the green room when we were watching this. That partly where the situation was that, these French guys still think there's too much respect for them, for these, poggy, screamy type of players who have all the hunger, they're new kids, they're just going to be coming in playing super aggressive. So that's kind of, you kind of see the both sides of the story in that one round.
Now, you said something about Esperanto and perhaps maybe pushing a little bit too far, maybe getting caught with his pants down. And that has kind of become something that we've noted within this team itself, is they have found themselves pushing sometimes a little bit more aggressively, maybe getting caught out. And it's kind of like when Ints caught up to them yesterday, found out what they were going to do, and then kind of played a little bit off of that. But now they got to switch gears. They've got to go into Inferno, and this is a map that both of these teams have played against each other.
Well, the scrimmy, unexpected plays, that kind of stuff, it can catch your team off guard. But like we noted yesterday, it can get found out pretty quickly. And with Inferno and the way that they played in the first time round, they used a lot of that, a lot of walking out apps, walking out boiler. So Vitality have to be ready for that.
Ro2a, who wins this best of 3?
It's going to be Vitality winning this best of 3.
Damn.
And that's not a prediction. That's just the way it's going to be. And just like that, we're going to be moving into the game. It's Inferno, the final map of this series, and one with heavy, heavy implications on either side of the equation. The loser of this is going home, and you damn sure don't want to be that team. But one person that you might want to think about being in the near future might not be one of the next two. In fact, these commentators, they're giving it their all, and you should give them a round of applause. Get your baguettes up and get them all ready to go, because we're going to Inferno. Let's go ahead and hand it over to Harry and Hugo.
Yes, map number 3, Inferno to decide. And Last time we saw these two teams face up on this map, obviously Valiance were able to pick it up. Vitality, it's an interesting choice. It's a map that this team was formerly pretty good on. Then they bring in Alex, someone who, you know, obviously coming from LDLC, they weren't that well versed on this map, so now they're trying to figure out exactly how to slot him in. We noticed it was one of their bans yesterday in their game versus North. That's what interests me, is the decision to play it again here. So clearly they think they've figured out how Valiance like to approach this one, and already lots of aggression from ZywOo, looking to try and continue that sheer confidence, that sheer aggression once more, and he's not going to go ahead and be disappointed. 3 kills for him. Hunter's able to trade, and now maybe actually a chance for Vitality to get back into this round could present itself, as Alex on this flank just misses the timing. Hunter's got that bomb, and he's hightailing it in towards a B bomb site. Alex managing to retrieve the kit. Going to be planted for Ruins, and Esperanto already taking up position there, leaves Alex in a very tricky 1v2.
Yeah, and Hunter's jiggling on the site as well, getting the information. He spotted him, an instant kill coming through. Will solidify the round for Valiance and Co. Nice attempt from ZywOo, but that mid push did not work out too well for everyone else, right? He gets 3 kills there, but you could see Vitality attempting to aggress on Banana at the same time. Esperanto was very ready for that, very aware, holding on the other side. Vitality, they may have a one-man army in that pistol round, but it will not be enough. Valiance taking their first, and already 2 AKs into the next spy. Vitality ecoing this round, and I mean, we talk about this a lot, in the implications of eco versus force on the CT side after losing pistol. This means they're going to be buying up in the next round, and that will severely limit the amount of utility, the ability to pull in that AWP as well, that's so important on the CT side of this map. I much prefer a force personally on a map like Inferno. But let's see what Vitality can do with it. This one's a bit of a formality. Their upcoming buy will be rifles upon rifles, but a bit of a boost up in the apartment. Nexa, he's going to learn that the hard way. He's seen 3 players, and they've already got top B control, so we might just see Valiance steamroll their way into that bomb site. In the meantime, Hunter's already catching those A players, so it doesn't really matter regardless, because Vitality are on that full eco, so no real threat being shown by these pistols, and so far, no casualties either. Looking like a clean sweep for Valiance, rather. That is exactly what happens.
Yeah, I mean, this is where, you know, we heard the guys on the desk, and they were pretty big fans of thinking Vitality could run away with this one. And this is where my opinion is going to differ from that. I figured that if Vitality were going to take this series, I think it had to be in 2 maps. This is an interesting fact just for the addition of Alex into this roster. Now, obviously, Vitality have had a bit of time to go back, reflect, see where Alex can slot into Inferno, rather. And obviously, they've got a lot to go off of on the back of the VODs that are accessible from that matchup they had versus Valiance. Let's hope Vitality have been doing their homework. They will have had to if they want to pick this up.
I will say you have to remember that, okay, you know, Alex being a recent addition and that you know, changing, and we've started to see Vitality banning this map. In the 15 times they've played it, Harry, they've won it 14 times, so you've got to remember that. But one player does make a big difference to the setup. Already, strong start down Banana, utility usage, cutting down Esperanto and putting Letny on 2. He's cornered. Vitality, they're even pushing down further. MBK is going to get a little bit big for his boots, considering they hadn't taken control of the tree. They assumed maybe the player was dead, but Letny flies around the corner and gets the frag. He will eventually be shut down through the smoke, but Valiant still committing to this B site. The bomb just tailing behind as well. No smoke to cut off this Ruins just yet. Otto's rather take the fight and pull back the man advantage. That he will do. And now they can start to smoke off the exterior of this map, but Otto's getting repeat, and he gets tagged down to 2 HP as the bomb plant comes through.
Yeah, gets caught in the open there trying to line that smoke up into CT, but he does manage to get it off and survive. And that's crucial because now he's funneled Vitality in through Ruins. The bulk of this retake going to have to come from there. There's no one on Banana, and that is where the bomb is planted for. So Hunter, he can just look to be hidden away. Look to try and clutch this out, and now he's going to have to. A 1v3, smokes down, and RPK picking it up. Defuse will come in, and that's Vitality with their first round on the board. They're able to make that retake happen in spite of losing MBK at that B bomb site. And in spite of the site, you know, almost being given away for free
I mean, it was given away for free. They didn't really have any resistance there, right? They not only
just
lose...
Apex, the only man to get anything done through that smoke, right?
Yeah, they completely lose a B site. The smoke cuts them off. The bomb plant goes down, and they even lose that man just here due to Otto. So, yeah, still a very strong retake with 3 players surviving. That's going to be a nice round for Vitality. And as a result, the AWP ride into this one. None on the side of Valiance. But this is the T side of Inferno, so not as necessary. Always remember that. Pressuring top B early on, but they don't want to take immediate banana control. Fearful of the utility that Vitality may throw out. Nice shot from ZywOo, good angle that Otto will not expect. So man advantage already taken here from the CT side. Valiant still looking to pressure the apartments. Seemed like they wanted to go for a quick mid-execute there with a setup, but that's going to get locked down, and Vitality have 4 players on this A site as well. That would definitely prohibit any push to come through for the time being. In the meantime, look at Apex as well. He's going all the way down mid. A ballsy approach, but he's going to get damage and info off the back of it. ZywOo even dropping the bomb down bottom mid as Valiance tried to rotate to take over this B site. Now, Vitality with a 2-man advantage can rotate another man over and have a stronger B defense.
Yeah, this now becomes a very difficult round for Valiance. Vitality are not pressured. They don't have to go peeking into anything. They don't have to give anything up. Apex over here towards B does still have that Incendiary as well. He can look to drop that when this push comes in. They haven't smoked off CT, instead opting to peek it dry. And they're going to come to regret that. The bait and switch might work here as well as Apex draws them in. Ooh. Hunter, though, he's the man to get the kill. Bomb goes down, and there's still a very real chance here for Valiance. 2 Molotovs still in play as well, so they can really afford to whittle down that clock and make Vitality scramble for time. Only ZywOo here in CT. The bomb is planted for Banana, but 2 players already clearing it. That means they know this portion of the map is clear. So now their only area to worry about is this bomb site and ruins, and that is where both players reside. Nexa peeked into and dealt with, and now Hunter left in a 1v3. Alex is already on that defuse, so Hunter has to go absolutely massive here. He's rapid on round, they're on it, and RPK watching over Alex. The Guardian Angel locking in a 2nd round for Vitality as they tie things up early on.
That's ballsy to throw the man with no kit on the bomb, but RBK had him covered and they win the round regardless. So 2nd taken here on the CT side. And a nice recovery from Valiance, all things considered. They started the round off in a 5-on-3. They lost a lot of health due to that mid-push from Apex as well. And they even lost the bomb. Their entire round was telegraphed by that bomb getting rotated into the banana and ZywOo dropping it down middle with the orb. So the fact that they even get that into a 2-on-1 in a bomb plant situation, it is a nice recovery, but it will still mean an eco is coming through. Just pistols here for Valiance and 1 smoke player as well to try and set them up.
Yeah, they are clutching the straws to try and find much. MBK, ooh, trying to get out of danger. These pistols are still a pretty terrifying beast to contend with. MBK as well, only on the A1S, does have to be cautious of his ammo count. Next, they're going to dig him down. Apex swings on in and rains down some of that 30 bullet supremacy. Now it's Hunter. 1 versus 3, but he's been able to retrieve himself an M4. Bomb on his back. 2 players for Vitality still inside of this A bomb site, and the issue you're going to have if you're him is Alex. In this position already, he pushed up into the apartments, cleared that portion of the map early, and Hunter not ready for it, completely blindsided.
No one saw it.
And yeah, there's no one there to console him over on the T side, so now Vitality taking the lead, and silver lining for Valiance, I guess, is that there is still a buy present here, but the utility is going to be looking pretty limited.
Yeah, still only that single AWP for Vitality. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And ZywOo is back up on that A site. Not seen him put the pressure down on B, but Vitality have had already good utility displayed down that portion of the map. Round ahead as RPK's got to watch out to this boiler. Hunter's already pressuring the apartments. The damage off to ZywOo, down to 50. He's still confident. He still goes back in for more, and the nade may put him down low, but he still wins the battle. A big opening kill for ZywOo. And while he is low, that's one of the 2A players actually shut down early on. In the meantime, the rest of Valiance is setting up outside of B, but take account of this bomb. It's not even with them, so even if they get the kills, it's going to be a long time coming before they get the plant. Luckily enough, Vitality have left this B site fairly uncovered. Only one man here currently, but he is able to retreat and hold on to the ruins as Nexa pushes deep into the CT spawn. It's a trade from ZywOo, his second kill of the round. This bomb is only just getting up into the B site, and it's going to be very hard to get this plant down, considering Vitality have players circling.
Ooh. Well, Molly to try and deny the bomb plant, tags Ro2a just a little bit. Now they know the bomb is going to be planted for Banana. No one clearing it, so maybe in Vitality's mind, they're going to be a little bit cautious. So that's why you can see them smoking it off now. All three players of Valiance do fall inside of the bomb site. And well, into the slaughterhouse they go. Ro2a farming up two. Esperanto with another. In the blink of an eye, it's Alex left up in an impossible 1v3. They get put through the meat grinder. Ro2a doing so much work there with that Krieg. Denies any possibility of a retake the way of Vitality.
And as a result, he's even going to be able to get that AWP from ZywOo as well. So an upgrade coming in as the money of Vitality starts to teeter on the edge of an eco. They can still buy up for one more round, but they're going to have limitations. So now the Yorp for Yorp. Definitely going to be difficult for Ro2a to run on the T side of this map, but let's see what he's got for us. Already in the banana with the bomb. One player at the back of B, but I mean, who is it? ZywOo once again, and he's opening up. Letney's going to get picked apart. Hunter tries to exit through the apartments, but with only a singular frag before the trade comes in, this is still going to leave Vitality in the advantage. Valiance committed to this B site for now. Well, there is only one man here. He's already got a 1 kill to his name. Molotov will force him out into the open, but he smokes it so he can hide at the back of the site, calling for reinforcements as Valiance make their way.
ZywOo like a ball in a china shop, looking to try and do damage, destruction as they push on in. He's bought time, and that Molotov not going to force him out. He has already smoked himself off here. Ro2a tries to create some more space, and he has been able to do so by dropping a man in the back, but MBK swooping in might have just saved the day. Dropping the bomb, 45 seconds here. Nexa trying to make a play, starts to get up and into CT, completely bypasses the man in ruins, but he's not ready for Alex on that wrap round. Very, very late on the rotation. He was over towards mid, could have gone for a rotation in through banana. That's what it looked like originally. Instead, elects to play it safe. They don't want to take any one-on-ones there. They group back up, and in the end, that ends up saving Vitality in that round.
Yeah, and considering they went into that round with not only a solo B player on a B execute, but also a player on a pistol, a player on an SMG. Winning it is of huge value to them, and talking of value, Valiance don't have a lot left. They've got pistols, 3 of them, or 2 of them right now, at least with the buys come through for Letney. So far from optimal. Right now, a bit of a tactical pause from Valiance, from the Vitality side of things to try and work out exactly how Valiance are going to approach this upcoming round. This is still a strong start to Vitality, but they're on the CT side, so they would like a little bit more. They don't want just a 1-round lead, and this is where they can really take the cake. Valiance on a somewhat of a force. Vitality could take a 6-3 here and now if they just win this 1 rifle round. No AWP for ZywOo. Interestingly enough, I don't know if he's left it in spawn, and he has. He has to run back to go get it, and that's where the pressure's coming on B. Luckily enough, Vitality removing that by getting aggressive themselves. MBK finds 2 kills down the bottom, and even switches out to the Krieg for a little bit more. His teammates here, but so are Nexa and Esperanto. Now ZywOo, who has taken the York from spawn, has to double back, but he's going to be late to the party.
Valiance feeling pressured. They know that elsewhere Vitality could have gone aggressive. As a result, they've had to just grind to a halt here on banana. Didn't want to go running blindly into this B-bomb site.
That's a really nice smoke. They found a smoke on the floor, so they threw it here to give the illusion that they could wrap back through the T-spawn. This is going to make Vitality question whether they're still in banana, and they have no information. But that smoke fades, and RBK finds 1. It's a trade for Nexa, but will it be enough?
Oh, most certainly will. Teaming up alongside Alex over in mid. Both players grouped up to hold that flank and leaving ZywOo just homing his sights down at that B-bomb site. If there was any man for that job to play that anchor role, it would be him. They know that they can rely on ZywOo to at least give them a run for their money if they were to try to head towards B. Remaining two trade off of one another, and now we're going to see a timeout called in for Valiance. Maybe starting to feel the pressure turn up a little bit here. Let's not forget, the loser of this best of three, their time at the minors, their chances of getting to the major challenges stage, it is gone. They're going home. And that means all these games, all the effort that these teams have put in is almost for naught, fighting so hard to get to this position. No, they're on the side of Vitality. You know, it's that French team looking to rise up, looking to try and be the French super team. I mean, we never really got one, so they're hoping they can deliver it. And over on the side of Valiance, you know, it's a ragtag bunch of players you've brought together. You combine Valiance and Imperial. You've taken the highlights of each, and they've been working so hard to get to this point. So there's so much stake in this for either one of these two teams.
There's another force buy as well from Valiance. Despite losing that previous one, we were expecting an eco here, but they put all their eggs into one basket. Gotta hope they don't get cracked in the process. Vitality are already getting aggressive once again. They have not been fearful of this banana. Apex and MBK both challenging, and Letney's been smoked off down the bottom, so he doesn't want to contest. In the meantime, the rest of Valiance, remember, they are on pistols, so they are pressuring the apartments. Best place for the job, but ZywOo has shown presence in here before. This time he's round towards the library up on Arch side, and that smoke fading gives Apex a bit of a battle, but he won't commit to it. Since you've got MBK to bait them in as well, so he can see double peeks as Valiance clearly want to try and contest these aggressive B players, catch them out while they know where they are, but losing the jewels already coming up trump for Vitality.
This aggressive smoke wasting a lot of time in this round as well. Valiance now rushing up through Banana. Going to try and hit B. They have a smoke for Coffins, a smoke for CT as well to try and facilitate this play. Apex, yeah, was looking to go through. He does have a flashbang. He could try and set himself up nicely. Decides against it. Instead going to wait for the rest of his team to rotate round so doesn't fall prey to the temptation of taking that peek in. And interestingly enough, all 5 players for Vitality are going to be grouped up in CT. Now the bomb is planted for Banana, and Otto sitting there with that Deagle. He's going to be the man left in this high pressure situation at the end. And that's actually if it comes down to it, because Hunter managing to seemingly from nowhere. There's the wrap round from Otto. And Hunter just lays waste to Vitality. Armed with only a CZ and his wits about him. He's going to cement a 4th of Valiance, seemingly from nowhere.
Yeah, the hard carry right now in this map. 12 kills, 6 deaths, top of his team. In fact, top of the server by a good margin as well. No one contesting with Hunter. It could be the saving grace that Valiance need in this final map with elimination on the line. Vitality losing out to the force by Valiance. Remember, that was a double force in a row for them to actually get themselves on this T side once again. We've got the fast mid play from Vitality, who do have pistols themselves, and already next to getting a Molotov kill. Letney going to catch out ZywOo getting aggressive. They knew it was coming because of the nades. Hunter's even wrapped second mid, and Apex has his back turned. This is looking like a clean-ish round for Valiance, and maybe completely flawless as well, with only one more man left up. There it is.
And now we see it go all tied up, 5-5. No money left for Vitality, so a chance for Valiance to go ahead and springboard themselves back into the lead. And one of the reasons, to me at least, why this feels so important is you think about this map, you think about how prolifically AWPers do have a tendency to go a little bit more quiet over on that T side. This is when you need your ZywOo to be having all this impact. You want him to be locking down these rounds, and while he has been looking good, he's been playing very, very well. I think this is really where Vitality are needing to pick up the bulk of their rounds. This one is just an eco though, so a chance for this T side to continue building their finances. We saw them keep 5 alive in the round prior. So money is already almost overflowing. Another chance to do that here. Apex boosted up. Going to be stood on the shoulders. Good old MBK. Ooh, Esperanto not too keen on going back into that boost. They back away from B. The issue with this is they've only seen one man. They've got no clue as to what lies in wait over here towards this A-bomb site, which is this 4-man stack. Letney still pressuring B, still trying to sell this fake, and it has actually pulled Apex away. It looked like he was going to be at long in time, but now he is not, and that means these vanilla pistol players have to get the job done.
Yeah, nice shot from ZywOo to start things off, but Hunter's in the site, and it's just a bloodbath right now. Obviously, these are only pistols for Vitality, but 2 kills is at least somewhat worth it. Valiance are going to get that bomb down with 20 seconds remaining, and it seems like it will be just a lost attempt from Vitality to upset on this eco. MBK can still look for an exit, or potentially try and peek someone in the pit if that's where they save and get a quick dink to allow the bomb to do the rest of the damage. Doesn't have the Doja nade, but does have the position. That seems to be the game plan here, or just wait for exits alternatively if Valiance do come in through the apartments. But with all three of these players essentially untagged, saving is also a good idea in the pit just to remove any chance of losing these guns. MBK will hear this mid-ramp as well, and the dink comes through, but it's not enough. That bomb is, though. Nexa does die at the end of the day, so it's actually not too bad of an eco from Vitality. They had a single P250 in that round, and they get 3 kills, so another buy round coming out here for the French, but Valiance just in the lead by 1.
I mean, taking a look at the money for Vitality, it's a little bit dismal in the sense that they can't actually bring this AWP out in ZywOo unless he takes it glass cannon. Which, when you think about the amount of utility as well over on the side of Valiance, could leave him looking very, very vulnerable heading into this next round. So I'm curious to see how they opt to approach it. Another thing is, usually seeing ZywOo over towards that A portion of the map. Would like to maybe see Vitality try and challenge some of that banana aggression once again. We've seen them have pretty good success there. You can try and set up ZywOo. He's going to feel very, very comfortable anchoring down such a pivotal position of the map. And that frees up an extra man should you need him to rotate in towards A. The issue that they're going to have is Valiance, whenever they've had this utility, they've done a very good job of denying banana control the way of Vitality. So not underestimating the importance of that section of the map and how proficient ZywOo could be at locking it down. With him playing over towards A, we could even see a bit more aggression come out. Perhaps maybe try the peek in through apartments, try and be a bit more proactive in picking up that early man advantage. But that's assuming they even decide to don the AWP, and they do. Maybe this isn't the round for the aggression. He doesn't have armor. Instead, they're going to go ahead and send 3 players over towards B early, leaving ZywOo and Alex as the lone defenders at this A-bomb site.
Similar angle from ZywOo. This time he's not watching that bench cross, though. Letney still has to be very careful, making some noise. ZywOo.
ZywOo doesn't have armor. That's not going to stop him fighting. And oh, ZywOo, 3rd kill. My goodness. This might be possible now. Vitality seemingly from nowhere. We mentioned that we wanted to see more from him. 3 kills to his name before they're able to deal with the armorless AWPer over on the side of Vitality. Just next to an Esperanto remaining. And this round has been explosive as ever. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Well, there's ZywOo showing up right when we needed him to most. Valiance, they were able to get these trades just in the nick of time, and crucially, Nexa was allowed to escape with that bomb into the apartments. Now, rotating back toward this B bomb site, but in response to this, RPK and Apex, they've cleared mid. They've started to clear the apartments. They're getting a very good read as to where Nexa has traveled with this bomb on his adventures. No smoke for the cross critically as well. It means that Nexa just has to take these fights, and with so many angles to check, it's not an easy task, but that's certainly a step in the right direction.
He's got the bomb plant for free here after taking down RBK. He might even catch the second man moving in, but Apex too quick around the corner. Nexa wasn't in Banana in time, and that was a very doable clutch if he was able to cross. Unfortunately, the timing didn't work out for him. He even had the Molotov for the bomb, but Vitality with 2 full sets of utility, they are going to win the round anyway, so getting up to 6-6 and even delaying that defuse to allow Alex to run back up towards A, grab that AWP. Definitely what you want. Valiance on the other side of things, still not struggling with money, so this T side is well and truly still underway for the European mix. So good it would make you sneeze, Harry. ZywOo with 3 as well, locking down that A site, and as we head into another one, it's going to be a tipping point round, a chance for Valiance to reset the economy of Vitality.
Yeah, ZywOo and Alex once again starting off over at this A side of the map. Not going to try to hand any early aggression. Instead, we see Vitality now trying to use this 3-man hold at B early to take a more active stance in grabbing banana control. Issue they might have is this leaves RPK a very long way from the action if this push came in right about now, but he might just get to this A bomb site in the nick of time. 3 players out from the apartments, and ZywOo, he's not looking to let Valiance call this bomb site a home. RPK's there to help him out. Nexa gonna fall prey to gravity. Letney and Esperanto, all that remain. 2 on 5, and that bomb is dropped in the pit.
And look at how hesitant Vitality even are to get aggressive in the CT spawn. They know they've lost long due to this Moto smoke down, so they're very aware that Valiance could still try and wrap the spawn and try and find kills on rotations. Esperanto hiding in the smoke as it begins to fade, but he's being shot from the back of Library. Apex checks it, and Letney, last man alive, may have a free kill, but he takes so much damage before that comes through. Surely this is going to be too difficult to win. 35 seconds. That bomb gets to be retrieved as well, and he's even been challenged in the apartments. There's a second. Although, it's very hard to bank on him winning this one with 3 Vitality players grouped up on that A site. So easy to trade here. I think he knows it as well. He may as well go for it, have a little look. To be honest, not got much loss bonus, so a save wouldn't even be too bad of an idea. Bring a rifle into that next follow-up round. And I think that's exactly what he thinks as well. So no more kills coming his way. He will just hold onto that gun. Vitality 7-6. They avoid the reset.
And that's enough for Valiance to want to call in a tactical pause. This is shaping up to be quite the 3rd map. Both teams going blow for blow as we approach the latter stages of this first half. For those of you who are just joining us, series currently split 1-1, and tournament life and a chance at the major on the line. If you lose this, you are gone. The winner will have another shot to try and secure their spot at that major challenger stage. So whatever happens, one of these 2 up-and-coming teams, Vitality or Valiance, will be heading home.
Most importantly as well, even if you win this game, you know, you go into that lower bracket final, but that just placing even guarantees you, even if you lose that follow-up best of 3, that you're going to be in the last chance decider where 1 team from each region gets to play it out in a 4-team tournament to get those extra couple of spots for the challenger stage. Lost by Mousesports and Windstrike last major, but another rifle round on the cards here for Valiance. They put their money behind this 1 saved AK, and they've got a sizable buy, but far from perfect. Nice nades. Nexa might be forced forward by them, and ZywOo's already picking up kills in the apartments as well. This double AWP, first time we've seen it, and it's not going to be the last either, because look at how many kills are coming through with it. 3 of them so early on. Valiance getting torn to shreds, and another extremely difficult situation to bail yourself out from. Vitality in these last couple of rounds have really come alive on the CT side.
Oh, they almost certainly have. I mean, now, just for Letney and Hunter, they're not really expecting to be able to do too much, especially not with the 3 players inside of this A bomb site that they could be running into, should they decide to continue. Hunter, well, he does get flashed out. RPK spots him jump down into the pit there. I was going to say, maybe gets a little bit further than they originally anticipated. And now they do have a foothold at this portion of the map. Letney in with the first, but still a long way to go if he wants to secure this A-bomb side. RPK falls prey to Letney, and now a 1v2. This is still possible. Tap in the bomb, and Letney's playing with his food. ZywOo, 1v1. The man that we always talk about, who's normally so poised in these situations, and he closes it out. Vitality, 8-6. By the skin of their teeth, they scrape on by in that round, despite Letney's best efforts to pick it up for Valiance.
Yeah, huge play from ZywOo to actually close it out, because that would have been a 5-on-2 lost if he wasn't able to clutch out that situation. So, you know, great work from Valiance to actually make something of that mess of a round. But it's not going to be conclusive to winning it. Now they have to go into the last of the half with a solo AK, and far from an optimal buy. Potential even B rush into this, but we know how good Vitality have been on this B site in the past in terms of getting aggressive in their utility usage. There is only one AWP this time. They obviously did lose 4 players in that previous, but it's no worry for Vitality, who have far the better buy than Valiance, who will be charging mid. That smoke on short allows them to try and get up into the archway, but already 2 players here for Vitality. Swapping positions as ZywOo and RPK to let this orb roam free, and it's actually going to be Apex now tasked with holding this down. They're trying to wrap into B, or at least fake it out from the CT spawn as they go back towards Banana. This is a nice rotation from Valiance, because there's only 1 player here to stop them. Apex will have to come in clutch to rotate and help out MBK, as he's being hounded by these Ts. All of them up in the Banana. And once again, double back from Valiance, but ZywOo's already out mid. This is unbelievably aggressive from Vitality. They knew Valiance had Banana control, so they just decided to get on their heels immediately. ZywOo winning his fight, Apex even killing the 1 man holding on to the B aggression, and Esperanto all that remains. This is a storming round from Vitality, and it may even be the closeout of the half.
Yeah, it would be the ace required from Esperanto here, and he has had his fair share of big rounds, but this one would be the biggest yet. You're asking him to go above and beyond where he's ever been before. In the last round of this first half, taps in the bomb. ZywOo decides not to rotate up through Banana and instead rejoins his teammates over in CT. So Esperanto has a little bit of time to try and take up position here at Banana. That is where the bomb is planted for. But Vitality choosing to group up, choosing to play this together. They can just trade off of one another, and that's impossible. Esperanto, try as he might, cannot win that fight. And Vitality, 9-6 at the end of this first half. They managed to close it out with a 3-round advantage here on their CT side. Can they continue bringing the heat in the second, or will Valiance bounce back and dodge elimination? Find out after the break. Elimination on the line, and we are split right down the middle, almost as even as it gets. Vitality taking a 9-6 half. Does mean they're sporting a small 3-round advantage here heading into the second. We need to continue to see some of these big performances out of these guys if they want to pick this up. Valiance now over on the CT side. Interesting decision to go no kit into this round. Does mean that if that bomb goes down, they are going to be hard-pressed to find much. It's a 3-man stack over towards the top of Banana early on, and it looks like they might try probing for a little bit of a fight here, and Esperanto could come to regret that.
Yeah, RPK's already taken the first kill, but surely they won't expect 2 more men, and maybe not 2 needed. Hunter finds a double. That bomb's already begun to rotate, but Valiant still have 2 players on this A site right now, and Vitality should be somewhat aware. Letting in the pit, gets spotted, the Molotov forcing him out wide, but that smoke denies MBK any passage out of the apartments, and Otto's got his back covered as well. ZywOo with the trade, and Otto has to come up clutch, but with only 1 kill for him, it's Vitality getting the plant in. 1 player running through the smoke, Hunter's going aggressive, and MBK's already got the cover of the bomb planter, so that's not going to work out. Nexa was too far away to keep his teammate alive, so now it is just the 1v2, no kit in hand. 2 players peeking in together, and ZywOo's found his second, so Vitality will start things off strong here on the T side of Inferno.
They will indeed, although if you recall, the last time we saw these guys play on this map, it was a similar story. Vitality fielding a very, very strong CT side. It wasn't until they switched things over to this T side that those problems started to emerge. Now, one of the reasons for that, I feel like, could be down to AWPing over on this T side. It does become a much trickier prospect. ZywOo, the man who's topping the charts right now for Vitality, currently sitting top of the server, in fact. Will be challenged. And Esperanto, once again, a quick double actually over here at the top of Banana. Ooh, the Molotov just spreads, tickles him down. There are still weapons here to be retrieved. The push coming in back towards A. And Otto left standing on his lonesome. Still a 3-on-2 for Valiance, and a real shot for them in this round. They might not have kits, but almost everyone here for this CT side, this retake about to be underway, and MBK and ZywOo grouping up at short are about to get peeked by Hunter, and it's an important fight to win. MBK takes the initial duel, but Nexa's there to trade, and now Valiance, a 7th round secured, and they're able to win that force buy.
That might have just saved the possibility of still winning this game here and coming out in the 3rd map, because Vitality starting things strong off with a pistol round win. If they found the conversions alongside the fact that they're already on a 9-6 half, this definitely could have fallen apart. But now, as you said, they did struggle on their T side last time, and things are already off to a bit of a blinding start for Valiance. Definitely not a good sign for Vitality, but will they be able to recover? Firstly, will they even buy? They're on 2,000 to 3,000 a player. This is always the most difficult decisions. Do you really want to keep going with the force buy wars, or do you just take 1 eco and nah, you're French, of course you buy. SMGs across the board. But Valiance have rifles upon rifles, and this is not going to be an easy round by any means for Vitality.
Oh no, most definitely not. And then you've had into that, this aggressive Banana control taken early. Nexa just posted up at the broken wall, allowed the half will just start to peek on over, get the info. That allows for this rotation from Esperanto. And that means Vitality, they're going to be walking into a 4-man A bomb site if they continue. That might be their undoing in this round. Letney up on the balcony, combining with Otto and his teammates inside of the bomb site. Blink, and you'll miss it. MBK. A 1v5 required, and there's just no chance for him here. Valiance in with an 8. And now a shot for them to draw this one ever closer to equalizing things up, as the eco has to come in for the Frenchman.
Yeah, this gives a very good chance to Valiance to make up for their, bit of a, well, I don't even want to call it a shaky first half. They got 6 rounds T-side, that's good enough. But slow start maybe. And this is where they need to ramp it up, as Vitality have those pistols. Chance to make some money and build some confidence. Valiance, fairly standard start, and Otto even going to get aggressive. And this is the man you want to get money. You want him on that AWP nice and early on, so getting these SMG kills is going to be very important Traded out to the AK as his teammate gets dropped by the Glock. Vitality fast playing these apartments, trying to overwhelm, trying to grab this gun. Letney will give it to them, but it's a small consolation, especially when you're running an MP5 with no armor. That's not a gun you're going to get a one-shot with. Nexa even spotting down on B as well. He's seen one man. That will keep at least Esperanto in the spawn for now, not looking to rush back to the A site in case of the possibility of a B play. But he might need to help out Letney here. Back turn from Apex, spot called in, and Letney just going to fall back. That's when Esperanto swoops in from long. And bit by bit, Vitality are getting shoved out of this round. Valiance pushing them down the stairs, and 9 on this CT side.
So one thing I think it is worth mentioning is, you know, we speak a lot about how AWPs do have a tendency to fall off over on the T side, and that's kind of the story as to what happened for Vitality last time they met on this map. Difference is now, coming into this second half, currently, ZywOo's sitting 8-2 in opening duels. I think he just lost that one there, so it dropped down to 8-3. But that is ludicrously impressive. That was from their CT side, and I think, you know, that was the perfect remedy of what Valiance were trying to do at the time. You want to use ZywOo to try and create the space while he can have that AWP, while he can run it. You want him to be taking those man advantages. That's what he's so good at. Now moving over onto that T side, no AWP in sight. It is just the rifles, but they're looking to try and make it work. Hunter already going to fall prey to MBK, and that's the apartments opened up. That's forced the rotation out from Esperanto, and that leaves Nexa here alone at Banana for the time being. Esperanto can look to bail them out. You see he's got that one flashbang. He's lining it up now. Decides against it, and Nexa going to get flashed off the angle. That's now the top of Banana taken as well. Lots of real estate owned by Vitality at this point in time. Valiance looking like they might just hedge their bets and stack this B bomb site, but that might be the right call to make.
Oh, Letney's hesitant though, and he's got a player in mid as well to spot with MBK trying to throw in the fake. That will probably keep Letney here for a bit of time, but he's decided to gamble back. In through the CT spawn as Vitality set up for the B play. Otto, he needs to hit a shot, but he's fully flashed, still connects the first. Esperanto, that molly didn't spread, it's 4 new box, so he's got a great position to do some damage, and damage he will do, but only 1. As Apex trades Letney through the smoke with a double, and that's saving the day here for Valiance. 10 rounds apiece. They may have been down in a 3-on-5, but it clearly won't make a difference. Big individual plays shining through there on that B bomb site. And Vitality, that's going to be a real kicker to lose. Yet to get around since winning that pistol, and now they're down on Eco to allow Valiance to take the lead for the first time in a while.
For the French, it's going to be fresh in their minds that this was their undoing. The last time they met Valiance, I was hoping they could have had a trick up their sleeve. That does not look to be the case just yet. This time, aggression out in towards the top mid. They're already up past that Molotov, but Otto's here in the library. Looking to try and make this round very, very silent indeed. Otto, missed shot first time around. Letney's here to help out, and they shut down this force buy, or the partial buy rather. Decimate Vitality on that push. Deny them even a single drop of damage. And now Valiance, for the first time in a little while, gonna springboard themselves up and into the lead.
And now if we look at the money, ZywOo 5,400, he can get that AWP, but it's a big question mark. It's a big, do we really want it on this T side, right? He was, as you said, so good on those opening duels over on the CT side, but definitely a little more difficult to run it on this half. However, if there was a time for him to step up, this would be it. 11-10 back up against the wall. A very difficult spot.
And one of the things of Vitality that they spoke about was struggling to fit Alex into how they play Inferno. Obviously, it wasn't a map that graced the old LDLC team all that much, was Alex did find himself the IGL on.
So we were actually giving up the armor to go for the nades as well. Just an interesting note.
Suggest they might just be looking to try and go for maybe a set piece here. And actually, there's ZywOo dropping Otto, goes blow for blow with the AWPer over in mid. And Does manage to finish him off. Vitality trying to go through that smoke. They flash on through, but Esperanto gifted the equalizer. We are back into this 4-on-4. Vitality grinding to a halt. They were able to pick up the early man, and since then, they haven't gained much. Alex going to get caught off in the apartments, and now this round has been flipped on its head. The bomb's still over here in mid, has to be retrieved at some point in time. Apex and ZywOo stacking up at Banana. Making noise is one thing, but finding success is another. Vitality going to attempt to regroup, put all their eggs in one basket, try and find some success inside of this A-bomb site. Esperanto and Nexa posted up here, don't have any Molotovs, don't have any smokes to slow this down. Instead, they've got to try and hold this back on aim alone.
Esperanto's not burning. He's still free on top of this triple box. It's finally going to tag him a little bit, but a great position that they will not expect considering they just mollied it. 20 seconds left. They're hesitant. They're not ready to go, and they've not got another smoke for the spawn. Esperanto does get himself one, dropping the bomb, and there's the kill from Hunter in the backline. The hesitation, of course, being the fact that MBK has cleared out the A site, but they had no time to rotate round. They had to commit with their original push, and that will come back to haunt them. Valiance lock it down. Hunter with another 3K round, and he has just been the savior for Valiance here. 23 and 15. The cousin of Nico, I'm sure many will know, and he is proving it here. He is showing his worth. He wants to get to this major. 4 rounds away from eliminating Vitality. Valiance hold the lead for now. Again, Harry, it has not been a round for Vitality since that pistol.
No, it has not. And now in this one, they've got even less to work with. It's back to this partial buy. They're still looking at an investment in the next. But Vitality, the crack starting to show under the pressure here on their T side. They spoke so passionately about trying to set up this system that worked, trying to build the trust in one another for this minor to try and secure that spot at the major. And if they're not careful, it might all be for naught. Esperanto flashed off from Banana. They will start to push up, and actually they've got a lot of room to work with here at B. Charging in, getting very claustrophobic for Nexa and Esperanto, doing what they can to repel this offensive. And the bomb, it's heading back. Valiance, they've rotated everyone round, and Apex, he could lock down the A-bomb site here and now, and indeed he does. Bomb got dropped, but quickly retrieved by ZywOo. Now Apex down in the pit becomes a real problem. Esperanto might even get caught off guard as he starts this rotation up. His running shoes are on, and he was hot on the heels of Vitality, but now thrust into the back line. He ends up being more of a curse than a blessing for Valiance. Bomb looking to go down, and Apex in with another. This leaves Otto. A 1v3 from Library required. They say knowledge is power. Well, he needs to absorb some of that from these books. Smoke falls at the crossroads, and for Otto, this is looking like he's locked out of this one.
Such a good read from Vitality. The reason they went for that is because in the previous round, MBK managed to take over A, and they knew as a result that Valiance are very, very hasty on these rotations off of that site once pressure is shown on B. So once Vitality get control of that site, we instantly see Apex push up on A, get a kill, and therefore hold control for his team to rotate in. Really nice round from Vitality. A French force by showing up clutch when they needed it most. 12 to 11, keeping this one as close as they get. Now, Valiance definitely won't make that mistake again, but it may cost them a lot more than they would have hoped, giving Vitality a lot of money in a round where they only half invested. They were saving cash as well, so this goes a long way. $6,000 or $7,000 before the buy comes through for some of these players. And Valiance definitely going to be kicking themselves considering they knew that MBK pushed up onto that A site in the previous round as well. But here we go. The make or break, the chance to reset. If Valiance win this round, Vitality lose all their money and have to force buy. Otto close in middle, Molotov down. The timing of that peek from ZywOo was almost perfect, but just missing the mark. Molotov holds him back for the time being as well, and you can see Vitality early on towards this A site. 4 players, lots of pressure put. MBK ahead of the Molotov, and they will hear that, so Otto needs to hold down the line, but he's setting up a flashbang to allow for the pit player to peek. The smoke in apartments as well. He's now got it all on the site, and MBK runs to his death with the flash. Hunter as well, close on long, and he might get time, but they're both holding nades. Apex peeks out wide, and he gets a 1-for-1, but already down a man are Vitality. 4 on 3 here, yet to make progress towards B, and they might have to change that up, as A seems to be an absolute lockdown for Valiance.
Just under a minute left of Vitality. They look to try and find something in this B bomb site. Hunter rotating down mid. Bypassed Alex, but I think they might have heard him. They did check it. Alex, no, not aware. Hunter, sneaky beaky, and that's the bomb dropped. He's secured the man advantage. He's not ready for Alex in the apartments. And so now they know that they have Valiance divided. They know that in one of these bomb sites, there's only going to be one man. They hedge their bets here at A. Letney down in the pit. Can he hold them back? What's he made of? We need him more now than ever. And Valiance, easy as that. They've denied the bomb plant. Alex is left up in a 1v3. It's a big ask, and it's just not going to happen. Valiance 13-11 as they send Vitality packing.
Such a huge push down mid as well, gets so much information, and the fact that we see Vitality run back towards the A site is because they're aware that with that mid flank, knowing that these players are up in B, Valiance were going to have 2 players out of the 4 on that B site, so a good call from Vitality, but not checking the pit, and they didn't really have a lot of time either, so you do understand the desperation there. That's really going to hurt them here, Harry. That's a reset round. That's Valiance breaking the money. $1,400 on the loss bonus. Now, you can see there is a bit left up. Apex has 7, ZywOo has 5, and that's because they won their own force buy, but this is far from optimal, considering you are 3 rounds away from elimination here in Katowice. Vitality, they do not want to fall here and now. They have gone for the buy regardless. AWP on ZywOo. Glass cannon, 2 AKs, 2 pistols. Vitality need a hero here.
RPK first man in. Flash is perfect. Early frag found, man advantage gained, and that there's a weapon drop. But Hunter, here's the problem. The second you gain something somewhere, Hunter is there to reclaim it. ZywOo at least is able to keep the man advantage up in favor of Vitality. RPK gifted another kill with that P250. And Alex makes a drop of noise there. Hunter does get caught. The bomb rotating in. It looks like they should be able to get this bomb planted unless Hunter can show up big here. Flash rains in, holds him off the angle for the time being, spraying on through, and he can't quite connect anything. Vitality looking like on the back of this buy that was cobbled together with the small amount of money left in those bank accounts. Yeah, they're going to get it done. The save call comes in. Otto's not leaving B. Vitality, a 12th round. They managed to clinch another one by the skin of their teeth.
Oh, that's a lack of confidence there from Valiance, and you can't blame them at all. I mean, a 3-on-2 where they lock down a smoke to cut them off on long, and they don't even know how much utility Vitality have left either. Not that there is any, but it's always that question mark. Valiance still able to buy up even if they lost both these guns, but they're more so looking towards the future, very aware that Vitality could pull this comeback, and they don't want to get ahead of themselves assuming this is a free win. ZywOo had no armor, and he dies in the back of the pit, losing the AWP for his team.
Oh no.
That is a huge mistake.
No, that is a huge mistake. They can't afford to bring one out now over on this T side. So that's the AWP stripped from them.
Oh dear.
And look, you think about it, in these rounds, ZywOo, he has been taking that AWP towards one of the only places you can really look to challenge with it on this map. He's been finding routinely that pick down mid. This time, he's only on the AUG. So the chances of that happening somewhat go out the window. Instead, they try and use him up here towards the top of Banana, and ooh, things heat up. ZywOo not perishing in the fire and flames just yet, and that flash almost presents an opening frag for him, trying to show that he's not just an AWPer, he's very proficient with these rifles, is ZywOo, and once again, okay, second kill, looking for a bit more. ZywOo, the young prodigy, third kill, hat-trick locked in, and he's looking to try and carry Vitality through to a 13th. Just Letney and Otto left standing. I'm looking to go down, but Otto's very quick on the scene. ZywOo's in with a 4th. Where has this come from?
The rage has turned him into a machine. Completely calculated, of course. didn't want the AWP, he just wanted to entry B. That was the game plan all along. 4 kills for ZywOo. He could get the ace. Letney's in for the retake, and he does have a better utility, but that smoke needs to go down to the CT spawn right now. That's where both these Ts are sat, and it's not common to see this as well. So Letney, you can see, not prepared, not expecting this. MBK going to be playing the first point of contact, and Letney runs with his back turned. It's ZywOo with an ace. Who needs the AWP, Harry?
Oh my goodness, him losing the AWP there might have been a blessing in disguise. ZywOo, the prodigy, frags for a tilted generation, and he manages to lock in a 13th at such a crucial avenue. What a confidence-boosting round.
And that's going to break the money as well. I mean, the Valiance's cash is going out the window. We're seeing another pause from them. They are calling in their third of the map. And look at the disparity of cash over on Valiance. We've got Otto on 7K. He'll go for an AWP. So yeah, okay, they will be buying, but this is going to be far from perfect, Harry. ZywOo may have just saved the map and saved their tournament lifeline on the side of Vitality. I thought losing that AWP could make them lose the entire series, but in fact it's done the complete opposite. They are still in this, and not only in this, Harry, they are in the advantage, believe it or not. And just remember, a few rounds ago, it looked like this game was over. Valiance had a 6-round streak after losing the pistol. Vitality, they've resurrected themselves from absolutely nowhere. And they're looking to go the full distance. It's Hunter again, the man of the hour for Valiance, getting aggressive down Banana. A 1-for-1 trade, immediately pulled up by Nexa, but ZywOo again with the AUG, keeping it as close as this gets. Esperanto's the solo B-man here. The AWP still sat down towards that A site, and Esperanto, he's peering in, very dangerous considering there's no smoke down, but he will put one of his own. Didn't know if Vitality are around one of these close corners, and instead he's going to get a bit of an upgrade. M4 in his hands. And Vitality, they just hold off. They know in a 3-on-3 that Valiance may be eager to get a bit aggressive, and because these engagements went on so early, Vitality have all the time in the world to hold off. And I mean, we have seen these pushes, we have seen these flanks down middle, so Vitality making sure all their boxes are checked, even watching the T apartments here. You do not want to lose a round like this to a player who's flanked into your spawn. So Vitality eventually grouping up into B. The pressure is on Esperanto here, and while the rotation is coming through for Letney, it's not going to be here in time.
It's Esperanto, he had to go huge now. Letney lines them up. He does do damage. ZywOo and MBK, the 2 players left standing, and he's flashed himself in. He takes the fight, but he's going to come to regret it. ZywOo continuing this stellar form, trying to haul Vitality across this finish line, tooth and nail. There might be players 100 times more experienced than him in this server on his team, but he is outclassing absolutely everybody right now. Otto in the clutch, doesn't have a kit, doesn't have utility. The odds very much stacked against him, and he knows it. He has to back off. He has to play it safe, and with that, Vitality 14-3. They retake the lead, and they reset Valiance. Heading into what could be their map and series point round.
It couldn't get closer than this, Harry. 3 maps. And hey, even overtime on the cards. That's exactly what happened last time these 2 teams faced on Inferno. It was the opening map of the series they played. But either way... Oh no, of course, 16-11. Got that wrong, but either way, it's still going to be Valiant somewhat on the back seat here. Look at this buy. They're having to give away 15. They're having to give away map, match, an elimination point to Vitality. 1 AWP, 4 pistols, and already the challenge in Banana going unscathed. Esperanto doesn't get spotted. Otto sat deep in middle, trying to take a fight into the apartments here from Boiler. Vitality so slow as well. These are not where you're going to have rush rounds.
Every single moment matters. At this point in time, there's no more second chances. There's no more room for error. This has to be flawless, and these two teams both been playing lights out today. They have to try and reach a level beyond that. ZywOo channeled in. And he is just that X factor right now for Vitality. We need to see the same for Valiance. 30 seconds left. Alex selling this fake at the A bomb site, but Valiance haven't fallen for it. They keep 3 players inside of B. It's only these pistols. Another smoke goes down. So Vitality, they have to go running through it. That could be to their demise. Hunter, lots of targets there. Esperanto helps him out, and this cannot be how this starts to slip away from Vitality. Not if ZywOo can help it. And now Otto and Letney left standing in a 2 versus 3. Bomb goes down with seconds to spare. There is money for the buy for Valiance in the next round. They can afford to try and go for this, but it's going to require something very special indeed if they want to pick this up. Already, Alex looking like he wants to try and challenge Otto. Otto doesn't have head armor, so he's very vulnerable to this MAC-10. Nothing presents itself, and Otto gets dropped. Letney, not going to happen today. Vitality reaching map and series point. 1 round away from eliminating Valiance. Heading on through to that last chance spot to try and secure a spot in the major challenges.
I bet Valiance are glad they ecoed, or at least half-bought in that previous round. They are going to have the chance. They are going to have the AWP to fight back. But right now, Vitality are on a tear. 4 rounds in a row in a game that almost looked like it could have slipped by them. Alex still on the SMG here. Fast play at Banana, but it's the same story for both teams. It's the CT aggression that's coming through, and Esperanto trades after his teammate's demise is the issue again. ZywOo, 32nd kill of the map as he eventually goes down, leaving Valiance in the advantage. This AWP still up on that A site, and Alex trying to come in through the apartments in the meantime. If he can get a kill here, this is still winnable for Vitality. Otto with a quick trade, and now it is MBK. 1v2.
Yeah, it was the young gun of ZywOo who got them to this point. Now it falls to the old guard, NBK, a 1v2, trying to show his worth. Nexa inside of this B bomb site. Otto still a long way away. Instead, keeping an eye on the bottom of Banana in case this bomb rotates back around. And right now, makes a bit of noise, throws that flash down. Nex is going to call that he hears him rotate away from Banana. So you see Otto stop in his tracks. The brakes have been applied. Still in with a smoke and a Molotov on MBK. He can try and force Nexa out. Creeping round the corner. He spots him. And now down to the 1v1. Otto suddenly thrust into a clutch, tournament life on the line. And Valiance, as hard as they fought, now the 4 remaining players just have to sit there and watch as the Finnish AWP attempts to go toe-to-toe versus the seasoned veteran of the French scene. Bomb ticking down, and it's a very open plant. Otto does have a smoke. If times get desperate, he could try and make that happen. Throws the smoke down on the bomb. NBK starts to peek into it. Otto sticking it. Otto sticking it. NBK misses the spray, and Valiance 14 rounds. This keeps on going.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall, and Otto shows us at the most important time. What a ballsy stick. Pros do not fake indeed. And 15-14, overtime on the cards. The buy can still come through from Vitality. In fact, it's actually going to struggle more for Valiance, but that is an unbelievable clutch. The balls to stick that when your tournament life is on the line.
And not just that, you know, your Otto, that is single-handedly one of the most important rounds, if not the most important round of Counter-Strike you've ever played, versus MBK, someone who is so composed, has so many years of CS under his belt. Balls, the courage just to stick something like that. He takes the responsibility, because if that falls apart, that's on Otto. And now we sit. We're going the distance. We're going the full 30 rounds. Valiance trying to bide for overtime here. Try as ZywOo might on the side of Vitality. This one could still escape them, at least for the time being. You take a look at this buy. There's no AWP in sight. It's rifles across the board. Over on the side of Valiance, they're very limited. They do have kits, but you take a look at only 2 players with any utility, so they're going to be hard-pressed to try and find an advantage elsewhere.
And ZywOo didn't go for the AWP here. He went for the rifle instead. Already also somewhat challenging mid, but a couple of warning shots send him packing. He does not want to get picked here. Oh dear, look at this. 4 players up on that A site and 4 in Banana for Vitality. It's Nexa alone with no utility at all. A single flashbang, and they're already smoking him off. He's going to have to give up this bomb site. He can spam through the smoke, but there's no guarantee with kills, and he's risking his life while doing so. The Tracer's not going to get punished. Now it's a 5-on-5 retake. Inferno not exactly known for that. It's Esperanto on that quick rotate. Hunter's got a long way to come, and he's got to be careful of the Banana because Vitality still have control of that portion of the map. Utility starting to run dry, and the Molotov holds Nexa out with the ruins, but Valiance now have got to pull it in clutch.
A 5v5 retake at map and series point, overtime on the line. This is almost unheard of. Valiance, that synergy, something that we've praised them for, it has to show now more than ever. Vitality on the edge, time's ticking down. They have to pick up the pace. They have to make this work. MBK's in with 2. He's not done yet, but Nexa finds him. Nexa's in with a second. They have to get on the bomb, and they're sticking it, but is there enough time? No, there's not. Vitality, they get it done on the timer alone. 16-14. They emerge victorious. The Frenchmen get it done. They take this series 2-1, and they send Valiance home.
And that is going to be the most harrowing round of CS in your minds if you're anyone from Valiance. That has got to hurt, but ZywOo and the gang do get it together, and they get on to another stage here, another best of 3, and at least a guarantee that they will be playing in that 3rd place decider. Dear, oh dear, what a series that was, Harry. 3 maps, 30 rounds, 30 kills over on the side of Hunter and ZywOo. And you got to say commiserations to Hunter as well. That's really got to hurt, going all that distance but not being able to pull it out.
Yeah, I don't think, you can feel too bad if you're either one of these teams. Valiance, they come so close. If it was just a few seconds earlier, maybe it's a possibility, but ultimately Vitality, they do take that. Testament to their efforts, and I think for Valiance, they can't be too upset. They had a great showing here. They went far deeper than anyone expected. Let's go ahead and give this one back to the guys on the desk. What a game.
What a game indeed, Harry. And in fact, by the hair on NBK's chinny chin chin, it would appear as though they have survived that scare. What did come down to the wire? All the rounds, all of the maps here in this series, all 3 of them and all 30 on this last one. Inferno turned out to be a banger and a big ZywOo of relief there.
Look, here's the situation. Zeus gave Flamey a Rolex. Has got a Mercedes from Virtus Pro.
Yeah.
Vitality should just give ZywOo Paris, because at this point, without him stepping up in those absolutely phenomenal rounds that he had, the ace with the AUG, I think that was a really big moment for them. If he didn't do that, these guys weren't in this game.
And maybe not Paris, but maybe we just give him Versailles. Just let him live there for the entirety. Give him something. Natsu, you've got to have something. Yeah, well, maybe we don't give him Eiffel Tower. But yeah, I mean, maybe we just skip all of this. We'll hear from us. We'll hear enough from us. Let's go down to the natural-born killer himself. We do have the opportunity to hear from MBK, and I would love to know what he's thinking on the outside of that miss of the diffuser.
Yeah, I think we'd all love to know what he's thinking about that. I'm going to go straight into that very last round. Oh my God, right to the wire. What was going through you guys' head? I heard you guys erupt from outside.
Yeah, I mean, it was just that last round, we just took a gamble and just contacted Banana, playing a sort of mind game pretty much. And then it was just extremely stressful because we planned the bomb and then there is 40 seconds to decide your fate, So we just took it. Hopefully we still had, it was the right choice. We still had tons of smokes and muddies and stuff like that. And it was just a matter of time. So we just tried to help them as long as possible out of the bomb site. And I don't know, most stressful 40 seconds of this year, and it's only the beginning.
No, you can still see it from you. This isn't something you're normally doing, but you're shaking. You seem a bit shaken up by the whole experience, which I can understand. But for an experienced player like yourself, ZywOo, man, what a performance. This guy kept getting it done. 2 aces across the series as well. Looking like he's on absolutely stellar form. You guys must be kind of thanking your lucky stars a little bit for some of them performances, right? This guy seems to be unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean, especially on that 3rd map. I think on map 1 and 2, it was more across the whole team, where individually stepped up when needed, and also because of a very strong, I think, approach of the games. Even on Inferno on the city side, I think we had a very good approach compared to the other games. But yeah, I mean, we can only be thankful to have that player. I mean, they gave him 1 AUG, I think, and he held on to it for 8 rounds and got 2 aces and stuff like that. So he's just insane. And I mean, he showed up when pressure mattered the most. And I mean, that's the first thing I told them before that third map. It was just the team that is going to be the more calm and the more clear in their minds about what they want to do, and with communication, that is going to win. And Zaiwu is a very calm player when you're with him, so he just does his things. We told him, hey, go banana, go entry them, and and it works. So I mean, sometimes it's that simple when you have such a good player. So I mean, we're all very proud of him, and I think the whole team can be also proud of themselves.
Now, I was going to look at the veto and the map pools going into it, right? You only played Inferno, matching up what you played against them last time here. Now, Dust 2 is a map you guys have been playing a fair bit. It's the third time, including this game. Nexus speaks a lot about anti-stratting. Did that kind of worry you a little bit at all? Did it maybe throw off? Did you just play your game?
I think it's the approach that they have. I mean, okay, first of all, it's the third time we played them in like 2 weeks. So the first 2 times we played the same 3 maps, and now Mirage went out for Cash. And you can see that when you don't really know what to expect from them, they have a very clear approach on what they want to do. And so you have to adapt to that and counter it. And it's not easy when they're so strong individually, because even if you want to counter that playstyle, sometimes it won't work out. And so you're going to get pretty frustrated. We managed to develop a game on T side, but losing that second round after the pistol just completely screwed us up. And from there, I think there was quite some mind game on Inferno, in the sense that they probably didn't expect us to change some stuff, the approach that we had on City side, and so we took advantage of that, playing much more aggressive. Probably caught them off guard. And then the T side that we played was pretty much mind game against them, because it was just a brawl. I mean, we faced them 2 or 3 times, actually, we faced them, again, on that specific map. And it was just a matter of let's try something they won't expect, and sometimes they will. And again, like that second round after the pistol just completely demolished us, and we definitely need to work on that.
Well, you got some time to work on it before tomorrow. You avoided elimination, at least for now. Vitality, I've got one more step ahead of them tomorrow, but I'm going to be going back to the desk. I wish I had more time to ask him more questions, because that was absolutely exciting. Stunner, back over to you.
Thanks, man. Yeah, let's get down to what really happens here, because right now, Valiance are out of the tournament. That's it. Their major run is over. It's done. It's dusted. Now, what can we say on the other side of this? Obviously, it's a learning experience, but in the big picture, what would you guys have to say about this Valiance lineup?
Look, if I had to make a statement about the way that they approached that entire best of 3, they stuck to their guns. They didn't, go away from the formula that was working for them throughout this tournament. They stayed aggressive, they stayed in their face, and they went for those individual plays, and that is an admirable thing. I think as they go forward, they can adjust, they can add more to their pool, they can learn a different way to approach the game. That's going to be such a strong bow to have. The fact is that there's a lot of individual talent here and positive signs for these guys moving forward in 2019.
Yeah, certain protocols need to be implemented. They created themselves good situations where it's like they equalize from like 2-on-3 situation to a 2-on-2, and then a player just decides to make an aggressive move, loses that fight, and then it becomes a 1-on-2 where that said player could have just fallen back, played it more passively, and regrouped, played a 2-on-2. So there's a lot of like tiny little things like that where they just need to kind of hone and make sure that they're not doing mistakes like that. And obviously, kind of like Chad was saying, they need to add different layers to their game, because teams are going to be adapting to that aggressiveness really, really quickly. It'll work at certain points in time. I like it. I like that factor in the mix, but it can't be the main course.
Yes, and the main course is done here for at least Valiance. They will be having their dinner elsewhere going forward. Katowice does struggle, or carry on, I should say, just like we will be going on to our next matchup. We do have that of Inf and North for the last best of 3 of the day here. We're finalizing this bracket. We're making it all done and dusted itself. But first, I have to take us to a commercial. So make sure you come back. We'll be here. You don't go anywhere.